Welcome to Eve Singularity. I'm Major Freak. Just going to show you guys the differences between an NPC station and an Upwell for the advantages and disadvantages of both when dealing with PvP. Now, normally, if you can dock, yay, and you can repair. Repair is free at Upwells, and Tether, you start to repair automatically when you're nearby and you got this blue thingy, the aquamarine, whatever. Now, that's fine and good. For you, it's like kind of meaningless for PvP. But when it comes PvE, but when it comes to PvP, you have to realize the advantages of being able to tether. Now, this will last all the way until 0. You're going to be tethered at 0. So I'm going to be tethered the entire way, which means I cannot be targeted by other players at all. It's like I have that 30 seconds of invulnerability when I first undock or when I jump into a system. Okay, so it's a bit when I undock. Let's keep it simple. So this isn't you're invulnerable completely, 100%. If you get outside that, you can be targeted. Let's see if I go out by 500 meters, say. Alright, I go out by 500 meters, I will be targeted. You can still access the cargo deposit. If you're wondering why you get this orangey kind of tether looking, it's just telling you can dock pretty easily and deposit stuff. When it's orange, I believe you can be targeted. We're just going to confirm that, of course. Alright, so 9. Okay, so see, it turns. Now you can still access this. If you could go beyond 10, you cannot. Now let's see, I'll attempt to target minor free gain and invulnerable. So we're going to test this. We are 0 from it. Let's see if we can go. Is it going to give me 500 meters? There we go. And we'll try again. Nope. Invulnerable. Okay. I guess it's further. Oh, see, it's still green. Alright, give me a sec. Let's get this further out. 500? Let's see. So it's giving you a little bit of leeway, and you can automatically dock right now. It'll automatically dock you. Not see how far it is. I actually have never. Okay, 500. I want to go to 5,000. Come on. Let's target you. Invulnerable. Okay. And we are 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, 2,000. Let's try to target. Nope. Nope. We're red. Nope. Okay. Interesting. Maybe it's just a warning that you're getting out of range. Could that be it? You can still access this. I think you can dock instantly. Right? Okay, no. You have to get within, I think, 2,500 to dock. I've seen it dock when you're really close. And should dock. Yes, no, yes. There we go. Okay, so within 2,500 you can dock. Within 10 you can open the cargo. We'll go 11 out. Use mic warp to get out. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's a bit more. So we'll get outside that. I believe after 10 you are no longer tethered. If you are, it's a bug. It's a cosmetic thing. Like you can be an asteroid belt and still be tethered. It's a cosmetic bug. Alright, so we'll just select that, go there, and turn my MWD on, get the hell out of there. Alright. Cross that line, and there we go. Invulnerable still. Okay, let's adjust that to 11. Sorry, let's go to 11. There we go. Off we go, and punch it. Good. So it's still red, as you can see. And we can still open it, like so. Past there. And we can't. And this should turn off. Don't know why it's not turning off. And I believe we can target now. There we go. Okay. Alright. So 11. Let's do a bit more until we can... let's try that. Alright, a little bit more and see if we can turn that red thing off. So technically, okay, it's still... Yeah, I'm not sure when this is supposed to turn off, but yeah, it's just a danger sign that you're getting out, I guess. There we go. Okay. Call 113. Let's try that. So it'll turn off at 12 kilometers, technically. But it stops working after 10. Okay, cool. That's fair. And you gotta be within 2500 to dock. That's fine. Okay, so that's done. Now then, as you can see, the advantages to, look how far we are. It's the radius is actually like 95. The diameter is 95. Keep screwing that up. Yeah, the diameter is 95, and you can be, right up against you could be right here, cushioned up against the hull of the Astor House, and be perfectly safe, because you'd have to be bumped 40, 50 kilometers in order to be targeted and killed. So that's quite a ways. So there we go. And of course, once we get tethered again, the lock is broken. Now, what happens if you land and you've been firing your weapons, say, and you've got that combat timer, and I'll show it to you right now. Combat timer is... So say you... I think it's rain. Yeah, rain. So let's say we had traded fire with another ship. Okay? And you'd incurred that combat timer right here. See? Now it's 60 seconds. Okay? It's counting down. So if you could deselect, and this person could pour fire on you, or do stuff to you until that timer goes off, and then you lose lock. The exception is if you get pointed between the time, during this time you get pointed, you cannot get tether except if you have warp core stabs or built-in warp core stabs. Okay, so there we go, and of course the will be broken, and you will no longer be able to do any damage to him because you will lose. See, and you can't because he's now tethered. Okay, so the advantages of this are great. If you can get to a safe tether, you're pretty much invulnerable, and you can sit there and you can't be touched unless you get, can't be interacted with unless you target something. Let's say the Astor House, or anything really anything that doesn't have tether, or the Astor Houses, or the Upwell itself, right? Now, if you get pointed, you're not going to be able to dock. Okay. Oh, sorry. Get a little bit closer. Mm-hmm. And that'll do. Okay. So I'm going to do yours, and of course I should tether, right? I've broken tether. Can't be targeted now. Let's just target that again. Say if you were able to catch somebody before they tethered up, because they had that combat timer, right? The weapons timer. If you were able to land scramble on them, they will not be able to dock up. See? I should be tethered right now because I'm not targeting anything. If you're pointed, scrambled in this case, you're not going to be able to dock at all. Okay, external factors. Now it's the same thing as, say, you were using the combat, the weapons timer. Say if you accidentally left your bursts, your command bursts online for the porpoise or the orca, and you tried to dock, you'd be prevented, and if somebody locks and scrams you, you'll be doubly prevented. So even if you turn off your combat burst, you've been pointed, therefore it's going to act like a combat burst. So you're kind of screwed at this point. Now, that is the disadvantage of an Astor House. It's great for staging. Say if you... For me, my Griffins for ECM boats, again, for Astor House defense, if I want to warp my guys in, it's great to have them staged in tether right close to the structure of a nearby free port. There were a few about, actually. I was able to use one in Shuria and one in Memenkanar, and none in Shuria, and there's none in Area, but Erira, yeah, but I was able to use the free port to stage my guys, and I could warp whenever I needed without having to wait for the undock. And I was comfortable in knowing that if I was bumped, I'd be able to see the bump and be able to dock before I was, yeah, but try bumping Griffins, yeah, exactly. So it was great. It's a perfect place to stage your stuff when you're preparing to enter combat, because it's a smooth transition from, you can just go into warp instead of dealing with the undock stuff. So yeah, those are the advantages. And as you can see, the disadvantages now. If you have... I have a point on one of my ships, and booshing will only work. It won't work for... Yeah. Can only be done in low sec, but you cannot boost things that are... Like this is within... That's within 2. Now, I'm fairly sure that no matter if I have warp core stabs, it won't prevent booshing. So we'll do that now. We'll target... Target the structure with both. I won't with this one because I know, it's got an built-in strength 2 warp core stabs, so we'll keep that. I'm assuming if this does not get booshed, then this would not get booshed either. So we're doing 2 and 1 for the busher. This one is tethered, just to test, to show you guys that bushing doesn't work on tethered ships. And you are close enough. And we're gonna boosh. There we go. Booshy, booshy, boosh. And we managed to get the Vider. So it will boosh stuff easily if it's even if it's workhorse stabbed, but it cannot be tethered, as you saw. That's one test done. So next test is, can we dock up with workhorse stabs? Because you've already seen the effect of, a second. You've already seen the effect of pointing somebody when they don't have any workhorse stabs. Now you're going to see the effect when we do. I have... good. Okay, so the Typhoon has one strength, and the Vider has 1 strength of workhorse stab. So what we're going to do is we're going to target the Hereticus. Sorry, a sec. Act like I've got a weapons timer for some silly reason. We will... Oops, sorry, wrong person. Getting close. See what I'm looking at. Typhoon, there we go. And we will get the Vider, target it, point it. Now, since Viders don't get weapons timer, they're almost always, they're gonna be safe, right? So you point it. Oh, sorry. Give me a sec. Yeah, as you can see, the docking ring is pretty huge on these things. All right, so booshing's done. Mark 3, dock you up. Ready? How far are you from? The Megathron. Get close. And of course, I don't think we need to test this one, because once we do the Typhoon for the Vider, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So the Vider, for some reason, has not tethered, which is impossible because it can't get, but we'll just pretend it does. Okay, say we're a porpoise with command burst and we forgot, and we've still got that weapons timer, but we have one strength, so we'll go point. Now it's pointed, but it's got a warp core stab, so theoretically I should be able to dock, and confirming. Now, external factors will not prevent it from docking. There you go. Okay, so yeah, I mean, pointless testing this because you'll get the same thing. But yeah, as long as you can overpower the warp core stab, it won't be able to dock. Okay, that is that. Let's show you what happens when we deal with the station. Derp. Hello. Where's my combat dock? There it is. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Could you cut that out? Alright, combat dock. Everybody to combat dock. Now, I also like NPC stations. You don't get Tether. There it is. But there are other bonuses. Okay. Come on. There we go. Alright. Cool. Alright. Everybody's here. Cool. Ta-da. Okay. We're almost good. Yeah, L's the hotkey for the local, the system locations. All right, so nobody's tethered, of course, because it's NPC. And say we targeted the Viator, where it is, and I have my scrambler. So no tether. It has to come out of warp though, and it's weird because it's come out of warp. I know. It's kind of bizarre, that delay. I haven't quite figured it out. So target it, and we'll hit it with... No, that's the wrong one. I need a Megathron. And yeah, I'm just throwing ships together randomly, so it's a bit disjointed, but you get the gist. So there we go. So technically, for what? Wrong. One. Where the hell? Major Freak. Right, sorry. Yeah, I've been throwing ships willy-nilly, so forget which one is flying which. Okay, so there we go. So, long point. Oh, I mean, scram, sorry. Fuck. I'm just trying to do so goddamn much. Alright. And it doesn't matter how much aggression you're getting, as long as your weapons timer is done, you can dock. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do, how many points you land on somebody, what you're doing, as long as that weapons timer is going away, you're good to go. Like, watch this. So, I'll shoot you. Get a weapons timer. Okay, you're fighting away. You're fighting. This is the great thing about the stations. You can fight. You can be... Oh, it's not active. You'd be good. You got a weapons timer. And if you see too many people, if you sudden local spike, you're like, oh god. As long as you can time yourself out, and you're getting fire poured down upon you by multiple people. Oh, and the sentry gun doesn't like me. Okay. By the way, the sentry guns, all you have to do is warp on grid, or even off, it doesn't matter. You just warp and it breaks lock and they stop firing permanently at you, and you continue on your aggressive ways. It's just it's kind of weird. So yeah, as long as you if you're dying and you're going, oh god, you can't dock, they're just slamming hits on you and everything. But as soon as this finishes, then you can dock. Yeah, see? Most active aggressions, and bam. Oh, sorry. Clicked it too quickly, so you gotta wait. So that's the problem. Don't start spamming it, because it'll block this. So just, there you go. And then you can dock. Bam. Done. Yeah, be careful about spamming it. Okay. That's done. That should be the test. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing. When you're at an NPC station, you will not get tether. And if you have a kick-out station, you do. Yep. You can do a limited amount of things, very narrow, when you're undocking, to keep this invulnerability. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop. Ship stopping, see? It hasn't ended. If you do anything else, you will lose that. You will lose it. I forget how many things you can do, but I'm pretty sure it's extremely limited, so I would just... Yeah. So yeah, you've got 30 seconds of vulnerability. Use it wisely to look around, decide you need to dock back up, or if you're smart, you've got a undock point you can warp to. Yeah. I love using... I prefer to use NPC stations to light my sinos, because you could be, as long as you're not dead, you could dock up as soon as the sinos ended. But if you were, say, at a Upwell, unless you have workhorse stabs on, you're not going to be able to dock. You're not going to be able to break their locks by becoming tethered. So do be aware of that. And of course, yeah, I can warp back down and I won't be shot at by the sentry guns. It's just kind of a bonus test here. But yeah, can't think of anything else. If you're staging from somewhere, always recommend being well inside the dock ring of an Upwell. If you're sinoing, it's an ass. And anything that needs sinoing in is honestly better docked at NPC, because you've got that ability to hit stop and then redock. Now, if it's a kick-out station, yeah, then Upwells are better. But if you can dock, it is great. And of course, if you're doing capitals, they can't really dock at Astras or anything smaller than if you're dumping capitals, you know about it. But you can get tether, so it's smart to do it there. But yeah, capitals can, most smaller capitals can dock at NPC stations. So yeah, the advantages for sinoing at NPCs are greater than, I believe, Upwells, unless of course you have a gunner at an Upwell. That's great, but most of the time, if you're blue and stuff, you're not going to have somebody gunning for you, because you don't have rights and nobody's there and you're just sinoing. So use an NPC if preferred. Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, and your logi ships can be like, what I usually do is when I'm jumping my Oracle, rarely, I'll jump to an NPC station and I'll immediately undock and have my sino in a spot where I can reach it with repair. And I can remote repair, and remote repair does not trigger weapons timer. So you can remote repair to your heart's content, and if they attack you, you can immediately dock up. If they attack you with too much, they won't prevent you from docking. They can try to bump you, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You lose the sino ship, whoop-de-doo, but it's nice for me to prevent it from dying. It's always good. Okay, that is it. That's the entirety of it. I can't think of anything else. We talked about command bursts and the danger of having them on, mining command things. Turn your command bursts off so you can get tether. Use of the stop as the pretty much only thing you can do without breaking that 30 seconds invulnerability when you undock from an NPC or an Upwell. You'll get the invulnerability. As soon as you lose it, you'll get tether at a Upwell. Yeah, also the great thing about tether, it's free repair. And if you dock and you have repair, of course, nowadays you need a core to do that. Yeah, do be aware that legacy Astra houses that without cores cannot repair and cannot, they cannot tether and cannot repair. So in a situation where you're trying to defend an Astra house with a core, yeah, be aware you can't tether up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you target and you start So it might take you a while to target something, but as soon as you start targeting something, you're automatically able to be targeted in return by anything. Okay, so just be aware of that as well. Yeah.